Good morning, everyone. It's Trader Rob. Today is Thursday, May 27th. Hope everybody's having a good morning so far. Hope we can have here a nice and profitable day here on the NQ and the ES. We are pretty close on a few signals, so let's just jump into it. I've got an order ready here on the NQ at the 30,229. Currently ATR. I've got an ATR up here now, so you guys can take a look at it as well. ATR currently is sitting at 10.63. So I've got a stop here at the 30,212. And then right now, I think I've got my setting set at 13.5. We're risking 17 here, so a little bit less than 1-to-1, but again, it's pre-session and going in on a little bit smaller size pre-session. And then down here, we'll start taking trades more aggressive on our position size. Our next buyer unbalanced area sits between the 3150 and the 3132. We do have a key level on the NQ at the 3118. Another buyer unbalanced volume area sitting at the 30,086 to the 30,065. Another key level at the 3050 and the 3043. Another key level at the 29,962. So that's what the NQ looks like here today. See if we can get into this trade here pre-market or not. ES, we're pretty damn close to one of our buyer unbalanced volume areas sitting down here. And that's from the 75.45 to the 75.35. We do have key levels at the 75.65, the 75.61, and a prior key level at the 75.69 that we have not tapped into yet. Below our band, we've got another key level at the 75.33 and the 75.17. So again, we'll see here if I was kind of expecting this volume to kind of occur in this region here at the 75.45, but we'll see here how this develops. And then in gold, we've got a few seller bands sitting at this 45.24 to the 45.17, 45.49 to the 45.40. Again, this is another seller unbalanced volume area. These bands on gold have been doing really well. For those of you trading Apex just announced that I think starting very, 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 very soon, if not already, you will be able to trade gold again on Apex evals and PAs, which is kind of be kind of nice that we can be able to trade that much easier. So yeah, busy morning so far. No trades, but we've got a few setups here that look pretty promising here. Keith, good morning. Steve, good morning. Todd, good morning. Zalengo, good morning. I think I pronounced that right. No high impact news here scheduled for this morning, so pretty light on news. Trump does have a cabinet meeting at 10 a.m. Central Time, so about an hour and a half after the market open. And then tomorrow we've got PCE, we got U.S. durable goods, we got GDP, we got initial jobless claims. So we got a busy pre-session tomorrow. We got a bunch of news hitting at 7:30 in the morning. And then we also have oil inventory report at 11 a.m. So slight time difference because of Memorial Day early close. I think we got into a trade here on the ES. So currently just targeting 10 points right at the 75.55. That was pretty strong price action from right there. We got pretty close to target there. I'll take that to break even plus 1 point. See if we can get target here. Nice early morning trade there. 10-pointer. There we go. That was easy. Why can't they all be like that? Nice trade. Telling you guys, these unbalanced volume areas, you see the reaction. The reaction comes pretty fierce, very little drawdown. I actually wish I could target more than 10 points, but I think 10 points was good because the 30-minute ATR was at 6.5, so 10 was already kind of pushing it a little bit. Nice trade. Pop that one into my signal group here. Ooh, I don't think I posted that one yet. Shit. Damn, I thought I put that one in there already this morning. Pardons. Crappers. Yeah, nice early morning 10-point ripper. Let's see what if any news hit. Let's see what's U.S. military forces will withdraw from vicinity of Iran and lift naval blockade. Wow. Okay. In return, Iran has continued to restoring the number of commercial transit ships through Hormuz Strait to pre-war levels within 1 month. Okay. Wow. This is probably going to get the market definitely ripping. Wow. Nice little 100-point move here on the NQ. That might be worth just throwing on a one micro here and seeing how high this can rip. Holy shnikes. Well, that's going to get the ATR moving up pretty quickly, pretty fast. Pretty high, I should say, pretty fast. Morning, Paul. Todd, good morning. Key, good morning. Nice little early morning trade there. So we'll see now if we actually end up retracing some of this move here. You can obviously see where volume really started to kick in there. So that's probably a pretty good supply zone right there, which is actually what I see is right here. So you could very easily see a tap and go here. But we'll let the market sort through here a little bit. There's the tap. Morning, Shario. Yeah, the ass is getting hit pretty hard here, so let's see. See if buyers step in here again. This is where FOMO could kill you. You know, you might want to jump right back in. Actually, this would probably be a great long from here. But there's obviously, you know, you take a long here, you put your stop right here. There's obviously liquidity sitting in this band right here that it could just want to come tap into and go. So that's kind of find yourself in some trouble chasing here. But if you're an aggressive trader, it might be worth a shot here. A couple micros. So far this morning, just took this ES trade right here. Obviously, timing was pretty damn great on that. Very little drawdown, made a couple ticks, and was able to capture 10 points on that move on the ES. And it looks like we can't even see. Let's see where this guy's at. Took out that key level already. Yeah, so you guys heard the announcement, Apex, they're going to be allowing gold again, some precious metals that are going to be added back onto the list. So that's nice for you gold traders, including myself, that I can actually now trade them on stream. I don't know if that's already effective though. Yeah, see, like if you were banking on this, you know, continuing up here, and you know, even where I said, oh, this looks like a good long from, like, I think it was like somewhere right around here, respect to the volume that came in. You know, unless you came in on this unbalanced volume area sitting down here, you know, you're from here to here already, you're looking at 30 points. So even with the 30-point stop, you probably would have already gotten knocked out. But you get your stop sitting down here. May or may not be okay. This could be a pretty good trap as well here. So finished the day yesterday, all in all, negative 600. Was down 1,100. Pretty much, I think, around maybe 10 a.m. Nah, maybe around 11:30. And then was able to take, let's see, I think it was this guy right here. It was this signal right here. Ended up taking this guy. I think I left this one with you guys, or maybe not. Just something came in after the YouTube stream. Long at the 28,872. No, wrong. This guy right here. This one. I was along at the 29,958. That's what I was talking about. Had a TP here. You know, 2-minute ATR, but I already had a TP set here at the 29,978. And that trade again, common theme. Very little drawdown, right to the tick. And we took full TP right there. So this trade got me back. That was full position size too, which was nice. That one did get me back to probably half an hour for yesterday, which was good. And we'll see if we can build on some profits here today. Morning, Tiger. So yeah, just took an absolute banger of a ES trade here already this morning for 10 points. Caught that news, and that was right off the band. No drawdown. It's beautiful. I guess the only critique is not going for another 10 points above that, but I don't think anybody knew that was coming. And I think the one thing that I do enjoy that I have kind of adjusted is, and you guys have probably noticed this if you've been watching my streams since the beginning, I am trying to capture every A setup that I map out, and that's a big difference from before. Before, I'd like to, let the market let's see what the market wants to do, see how it respects the first level. Let's see, market open, news. There's so many different things, obviously, that in my mind would invalidate the setup. But in the end, volume is sitting here for a reason. And market's going to want to tap into these areas. And typically the reaction is pretty fierce and strong. So the only adjustment now that I do is if, it's in a kind of a strange time, like maybe the market open or, we're going into news, I'll just position size down and still participate in the market. And that's been one, I think, really positive change that I have made. I think the ATR also has got a good track of volatility as well. The ATR right now on the 2 minutes at 20, it's at 21, but that's all this push right here from news. Because prior to that, I think we were maybe around 10 or 11. But that's good to know. I mean, targets should be a bit different in different volatilities. So I do like this little indicator you guys see floating up on the top left hand side of your screen. It does not require a secondary panel on NinjaTrader, which I am a big fan of. I hate the indicators that have the secondary panel at the bottom, and this does not require it. And I got it for free even too. I mean, it was pretty awesome. And you can set it to really whatever you want. I mean, it's pretty robust. So you've got, these are all of the different data points that you can use for the ATR, which I think is pretty cool. So just set it for whatever minute you want, and your ATR period, which I have mine set at 14. You can mess around with 10 and 14. And then the ATR for the ES, I have it set at the 30-minute. Because like I state, these purple bands, they usually equate to about 30 minutes of a trade. So that ATR is actually a pretty good indicative of a TP. Yeah, Keith said, I remember we used to ask why you don't take more from your trades. Yeah, so I mean, there's a few things obviously that goes into that. And I think majority of traders probably struggle to a certain extent with that the same concept of keeping your winners a little bit longer. And I think it all comes back down to psychology of trading, which is, I think, one of the strongest sides of this game, where you hold on for let's just say, I think I had it yesterday. Yesterday was, I think, a really good example of that scenario where, and I know because I had it from both different angles. So I'm trading 3 TopStep-X, the XFA accounts through TopStep. That's a different platform. I got to put in my limit orders, and I kind of set it and forget it. So we had a trade yesterday. You know, I would like to recap the videos, not recap, but I like to look at my trading through it. So I mean, I enjoy that this is all recorded. And we had, we had a few unfortunate trades. I went a little bit, I went to break even a little early, so missed out on 20 something points there on the NQ. Had a trade where ATR was sitting at 15. And then ATR was increasing up. So it increased up to like 18 points. So I moved my TP to 18 points. And yesterday's trade went to like 17 points. And, I think it took a break even or maybe a 4-point loss on that trade. And, my TopStep-X was still set at the 15 TP. So I took a TP on that. So like yesterday I was negative on my PAs, my cash, my Lucids, slightly, but my TopStep-X in the end was profitable because of that trade right there. And you start having days where you go to break even maybe a little bit too early. You adjust your TPs, you take your TPs out a little bit too early, and then the opposite just is constantly happening, and that messes with your psychology. And it's probably one of the hardest things for traders to probably admit. And I've said it from the beginning. I mean, I think my toughest challenge is holding on to winners a little bit longer. I think that's everybody's issue. Not everybody's, but I think it's a big majority of traders' issues. I don't want to put everybody in my same camp. But now at least I also feel, my signals are a little bit different. The signals that I post in my signal group, these completed signals here. So like this one, this is one of the last trades that we took here on the NQ. I give a TP1 and a TP2, and this is all based on, this is not a numerical number. This is really based on price action. From what I saw when price left price action, or left this level here at let's say the 28,872. So I kind of pre-put those into. But the nice thing about the ATR is that, again, if you're trading these at different times, because I get this question asked a lot, should we take the signals in the post session, overnight, pre-market, during news? And my answer to that, well, I guess the basic answer is, well, just base your target on volatility in the morning. And I think if I stick to something and I stay with this number, it will, I think it's going to obviously get me to above that 1-to-1 risk to reward, which, I mean, some of these right now, these are hovering at, this is 17 points of risk. Now I'm at 18 and 7.5. It's almost 19 points to kind of match up with the ATR there. But eventually it's going to, it works out. I mean, some of them are going to be a little less than 1-to-1, and again, that's going to be pre-session. That's going to be afternoon, overnight. I don't really trade much overnight. I really don't. I definitely don't trade it within NinjaTrader. If I take a trade overnight, it's going to be in my TopStep-X, or I got to be on Trade of 8. I just don't trust the copy trading, and you know, fills from, because of my leader accounts are getting filled on the NQ, which again might be something I adjust going forward. I might just start taking these from the MNQ. It's a possibility. I think it would probably help with the cross orders a little bit, because it just takes one little mistake to ruin 4 months of trading. And it's almost like a statistical fact that you're going to have a mistake that comes out. I mean, shit, you guys have been watching me trade long enough. You guys see that I make mistakes, you know, left and right. And, you know, eventually the one's going to cost you. So I am on smaller, on 2 micros here on this first trade here. I'm going to bump that up on the next trade back up to my regular position size here. Finally did break through there, so we'll see. Sellers have now left pretty nice unbalanced volume area sitting right here. I just need to see them break some structure right here before I can start mapping that out. I wonder if there's a way for me to leave this preview just permanently on. That would eliminate me having to. That would eliminate me having to put in these lines. So these are obviously get adjusted a little bit with ATR, but. Right, I'm gonna go refill my coffee, and I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. I love how nice you guys all are that nobody corrected me saying that today was not Thursday. My wife just did. Like, why do you keep saying it's Thursday? 'Cause it's supposed to be Thursday was the last day of my daughter's school, and they do like a walkout where all the teachers and everybody claps for them. And see, I think this I should do like that. It's just easier. Let me see if there's a way to leave that preview, which would be great. I also thought it's Thursday. I mean, I even said Thursday, May 27th. Put it in Discord, put it in my Signal members. They must all think I'm like... So then I saw my daughter upstairs getting ready for school, and I'm like, today's your last day, right? And she's like, no, Dad, Thursday's my last day. And that's when it clicked. That is when it clicked. One other thing to note here is that if I was a betting man, I would probably say that there's probably a good amount of stops sitting right here too. So we could definitely see a wick that might take us a little bit more into this zone. We should also get a pretty decent pullback here. Morning, Joe. You know, and I saw you had a question there, Joe. I will answer that one in a little bit too. So again, we'll see if we get a little mini spike here or not. We should see some liquidity pop in right there. Right around the 43s. Will say I did watch that replay of my my ES trade yesterday. That short, that was impressive. I was a 15-point short on the ES with maybe 3 ticks of drawdown. I mean, those just make you feel really good. You know, these are nice too, obviously, and no drawdown. Again, I got help with news there. And the ES, I mean, ton of liquidity in this zone here still. This is where all of the volume is currently sitting at, and that is all of this right here. So the market's going to definitely be very interested in that. But already took that trade there. this area could work out once again. It's about 30 minutes for market open. We had last classes last Friday. Won't have graduation ceremonies until Monday, over a week of waiting. Yeah. So my son graduated last week. He's still currently in the eval stages. He jumped over to take profit trader. So he's got 250Ks, I believe 250Ks that he's currently working on the eval with them. I mean, I'd like to see some seller unbalanced volume areas start popping up on our chart, but those have been few and far. right, see if we get an entry here. ATR is currently at about 17. I'll bump that guy down just a bit right there. All right, there's entry. Let's take this line off so we could see. And let's put this to points. There we go. Again, about 17 point TP here. Oh, that was a quick one, huh? Quick stop out there. All right, that kind of sucked. Let's mark this guy off. Please don't bounce right here. These are the frustrating ones. Okay, I'd rather see you just blow through the zone if you're going to do that. Let me update this here. 3229. That was a stop loss. Paste, update, move to channel, completed signal bands. All right. Got another one loaded up here at the 3150. Make this adjustment here to my TP as well. 18, that's pretty good. Again, smaller position size here. See it, all that volume that I was talking to you guys about that's sitting right here. Let's see what the ES wants to do. They break through this level. There could be some more down force here. Ninja Trader messed up, had to reload. It saved me. I'm loving Ninja Trader now. I entered at the stop with the second contract. All right. That's a play. That is a play. And you can make a case for it because, you know, there was a pocket that's still sitting right there, which, well, actually they didn't tap into that. They almost did. But again, that would have been, we would be sitting on a 40-point stop at that point. But there's definitely some liquidity. Sorry, I'll put it right back here. There's definitely some liquidity sitting right there. Some unbalanced volume that it just tapped into right there. But for me, the stronger play was from where our entry was right up here. keep that up there just to see what's what. $18 minutes for market open here. You guys can see the big old chunk of volume that the ES is going to have to deal with here. And again, that equates to pretty much where we took our first my first trade here of the morning, which is all sitting in this band right here. And again, when I draw these bands, I don't really have the foresight, you know, of the actual volume that's going to be sitting there in the next 8 hours that we might revisit this area. It's just based on where I see the unbalanced volume, and that is typically always where the volume ends up. Morning in, Adam. It's a good thing we didn't try that one micro up here, right? We finally did get to all-time highs on the ES in here, huh? On that push. That kind of makes sense. When did we make a higher high? I don't see anything on my Oh, you mean during market open, yeah. Gotcha. Well, an all-time high is an all-time high. And the funny thing is that I see a very, very nice now unbalanced volume area sitting right up here. Extremely high. right, 4 minutes here for market open. Morning, AP. And if you guys didn't catch my announcement from earlier this morning, Apex did announce that they will be allowing gold and some precious metals to be traded again on Apex. And believe this week you'll be able to start buying 5 account bundles instead of individual, which is kind of a pain in the ass. Lucid still at 50% off. Tradeify is at 40. Those are the prop firm updates. So one winner, one loser here already this morning. Took a long on the NQ here. Got stopped out pretty much right away for 17 points. And took an ES trade for 10 points of profit here off of our my unbalanced volume area. We've got about 2 minutes here, so I'm going to pause on this guy for a sec. Let me go back and increase my position size here. Make sure that I'm positioned correctly. I am now. All right, 10 seconds here to market open. Now this looks like it's going to win here. Yeah, once I saw the little hesitation there in the NQ, right at the line. Actually, I don't know if we would have got an entry there. Nope. That would have missed our entry there. Now we would have been entered. Let's see. Let's see how this plays out. We'd have to get up to like the 3170s for a TP. So let's see if that early morning waits. Nice. All right, good non-trade there. Now we can get this guy ready. ATR is going to be creeping up, so I'm going to just keep this ATR at 20 points. Oh, I did say I was going to see if I can adjust that preview. Let's see if we can get a setup here at the 30,086. ATR starting to bump up here, so I'm at 20 points right now. ATR sitting, you can see ATR sitting up right up here at right around 21. So we'll see how if that starts bumping up or not, which it should. Morning, J-Love. We did have some headline news that came out early this morning on some Iran news with the Hormuz Strait. Caused a rip in the market. That rip's been retraced, and we are still in a steady decline as of right now. All right, ATR sitting at 21. That's where my TP is at from the 30,086. Whoa. Look at this guy. It's 1,000 contracts sitting at the 3080. Holy smokes. Let's see if they pull it or not. That's almost too much. That's almost too much volume there. All right, ATR is bumped up here, bumping it up to 23 points of TP right now. There's entry. It did absorb the first wave. Oh, no, they let go. They let go of all the volume. That's not pretty. Hate it when they do that. Let's see if we get a bounce here or not. Damn it. We got spoofed. Two bad trades right in a row. Two bad trades right in a row. Damn. Well, the morning started off fantastic. And now has deteriorated. Has deteriorated quickly. Let's get rid of this guy here and bring this guy back into focus. All right, so now they just left us a nice pocket here that we could definitely trade from. Reaction zone. And I'm going to let an order here just so I don't miss it. I will fill it in for you guys. And we're at 26 ATR right now. All right, so entry here is going to be at the 3104. And our stop's going to be sitting at the 3131.50. All right, we are set there. Sorry. This should be at the 50. Why can't I get it on the 50? I'm going to have to leave it there on the quarter. And ATR is currently at 26, so my TP is sitting right here. So that ways to go. All right, second short opportunity is going to be at the 30.040. Again, ATR is now at about 30. And let's put this line here too. So we got a stop sitting here at the 30.060, entry at the 30.040, and TP right now is at the 30.010 for a short. Sorry. Another piece of unbalanced volume. Oh, I got a few brewing here now. So bump this guy down to right here at the 30.006. But they stop sitting. Why does it stop so big? I guess that's what it needs. So this TP, I'm going to keep that. That's not our TP from right here. This is going to be our TP right now. Kind of a big stop there, but... So entries again at the 30.006.75. TP's sitting down at the 29.976 with a stop at the 30.034.25. ATR is at 38 right now. It's a pretty big move there. Let's get this guy adjusted down to right there, 38 points. And we'll see what we can do here. Again, disregard this green line. This is our TP from the signal above here. Well, it is pretty violent. I don't know why this is not showing up in points. There we go. 20 points there. 20 points flashed up for a second. Come on, sellers. Not look too good here. All right, and I'm gonna have to get this entry. Fuck. All right, I took another entry right there off of. Took a stop there, and then let me adjust this guy. Can't see them blowing through both of these levels here, but it could be possible. Wow, just really on the wrong side of these trades here. Fuck. Well, that's a nasty loss of a day for me. I just hit my max. I can't, that's just fucking unbelievable. Wow. Did they just rip through? I mean, we got a small reaction right here. They just destroyed. Actually, I mean, there was a reaction at both, but not enough. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Now we're cooking at 41, but in the opposite direction. Takes us to about 60. Where's this one at? Sitting at 40.75. All right. Need a little mental reset there. That was a little tough. Mark just ripped my face open. And the funny thing is it ended up bouncing right here. And I thought that they had already balanced out that particular section right around the 843. Right on this candle. Thought they balanced that out, but they did not. And that's where the bounce happened. Ouchie mama. Okay. All right, now the market's somewhat calmed down a little bit. Let's see if we can kind of get back into rhythm here. Take the entry. Take the entry. That's what the ES is up to here. Looks like a huge positioning right there. Well, we kind of saw that already on Bookmap, but that was pretty insane of a move. You guys might think I'm nutty, but this is where the sellers have now dominated here on the ES. Again, pre-market all-time highs here. Be what you may. But that's where we should see the reaction there. What if we just start chopping around here at the 30,000 level? Let's count them here. 1, 2, 3. Got 3 losers there. Felt like more. Felt like more. This feels pretty heavy to me right here. Yeah, Keith, it is a classic kind of invalidation pattern there, but the sellers are very heavy right there. So I'm still gonna partake in that one. And this to me looks like where the 900's at, right over here. Big liquidity sitting over there. I'm going to take a short on this ES. If I can get this guy to come up here. And we're just going to go 1-to-1 for right now. And that's a short at the 75.58.50. And just targeting 10 and 1/4 points, which is equivalent to my stop loss there. ATR is at 44. Kind of like where that one's sitting at. Man, rough morning. Just some gigantic orders too on the NQ. Let's see if it disappears as price action gets to it. Wow. Holy shit. Oh, I didn't have my bookmap open. Sorry. They just absorbed like almost 500 contracts right here. This is tricky. The 105s look pretty quiet. The 100s have 20 contracts. I mean, but right now that's kind of on the low side. Just kind of rotating around this the 30,000s right here. A lot of liquidity going in the market right now. Well, I mean, we're seeing right now, you know, at pretty much every level that price action gets pretty close to, we're at about 15 to 20 contracts. But the key levels are 70. Like the 900s for me is like a target that the market wants to gravitate towards. Probably going to want to swallow up here the 900s. All right, we're gonna try this long here. And TP is gonna be sitting right here as of right now. See if we get a clean entry. Got nothing super clean to short from either. Yeah, based on risk to reward too. I mean, we kind of need one of these unbalanced zones to hit. That'll make the day feel a little bit softer. So they did leave a lot of. This is a big zone. This is going to be your AVT zone right here for a short. So if we go drop over here, super extended though. Super extended move, but this is where I think it's to right there. One more over. Yeah, this is where I see the unbalanced volume kind of sitting. But it's right around these. Oh, it's right above the 30,000s. Kind of been gravitating there a lot. Well, they just wiped out all those people looking for a buy here. Oh, my chart just froze. I must have had a huge amount of liquidity there enter because my chart just froze. This is tricky, man. I'm gonna cancel this order out. I don't know. I think I might call it a day. I'm not liking the price action here that I'm seeing. Let's see how this bigger unbalanced volume area. I mean, this is all signs of a short here. Volume's coming in at very weird areas here. All right, I'm going to drop my position down here. Just a tad. And I am going to take a short here. So this is going to be, this is where they're going to want to target. This is a huge target, I understand, but there's a lot of liquidity here today. And I went with, oh, what just happened there? What just happened there? Still in this trade? No. Well, I could swear my stop loss was sitting all the way up there. Well, might have saved me 10-15 points there. Damn. All right, let's try that one more time here. Let's move that guy here. Let's put him right there. And we'll kind of actively manage this one. In fact, if they want my stop, they're going to come grab it right here, so I can move that guy down. So now we kind of have to get through this key level right here at the 962. Let's see if we can get a sustained move to the downside. Again, I'm super small position here. ATR is at around 45. Like to have my stop above the key level. I pretty much got in right at the 30,000 mark too, which I've been saying has been the magnet. We've just been kind of rotating around it. Best. 40, 80, 160. So my risk there is about 160. Yeah, that's a little high. I'd like to place my stop right at the top of this unbalanced volume area. But that's going to require, it's a lot of stop there. Kind of need it with the ATR sitting at 44 right now in the 2 minute. But all right, be right back. Well, I definitely thought I was come back to the screen at a different position. We kind of have to, we got to get through this, through the 62 level here. Probably test the buyers right there at the 29,907s. All right, I'm going to cover here at 31 points. Just a small trade now, but on a really small position size. But this is going to melt right here to probably the 907s. I just don't want to see a rotation back to the 30,000s again. I'll take it off there for 50 points. Bring back the P&L, not so bad. You know what? I'm going to call it a day, guys. I really just don't like this price action. I honestly wasn't even in love with this trade right here. I did see that this was a good unbalanced volume area, but again, super risky. It's just been kind of rotating at this 30,000 level. You know, it was kind of acting like the 25,000 when we were just for months rotating around it, or I should say maybe extended weeks. And I mean, 47 points, not bad, but it was a smaller position size. So unfortunately, if I was on my regular position size, I would have been back to break even. But I'm happy at least clawing away at some of that loss from today. Made it to about an hour now, an hour loss. But honestly, got my face ripped off in the opening stretch there. Yeah, that was tough. All right, guys, I'll be back at it tomorrow. I hate to say stay patient. You saw I didn't go on tilt today, but I saw the setups. They did not respect any of the volume. Volume keeps entering in at extremely weird places. We're absorbing the shit out of almost everything that the market puts in front of it. So it's definitely a tough one today. So, oof, and that would have been very close to the TP right there, the full 80 points. But I'm not gonna think about that. I'm happy with the 50 points. Started off the morning with a really nice trade on the ES. Took a long here on the ES for 10 points. That was great. And then ever since then, the NQ just fucking ate me up. It ate me up. Really good, too. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I will see you tomorrow. Take care, everyone. Cash Profit Friday tomorrow. Hopefully we have a profitable Cash Profit Friday. All right, take care, guys.